Quarter time, singles for Eastern Suburbs to Loughton, McGough and Sean O'Leary. For Bannockburn, Clinton, Shaw and Harding have their goals. The better players in that first term, seeing as though Peter's going for Bannockburn, we'll look at the Tigers this afternoon, and seeing as though Ron's picked Eastern Suburbs, you can look at the Eagles. Better players for that first term, boys. Peter?
Oh, well, from Bannockburn side of the fence, I think Clinton Shaw's been in everything that's been going. Matty East carried on the form, maybe not as relevant as last week or as strong as last week, but getting a lot of possessions. But it's interesting, the little guy that's come up through the reserves, Darren Routh, I think he's probably got 8 or 10 possessions, and he seems to measure the passes off very well. And he's putting in and trying everything, and I think he's the guy that's probably kept the scoreboards as close as they are.
Ron, Eastern Suburbs have been well served by who?
Well, interesting to it's a day of centre-half forwards, because we've just heard Peter Walker suggesting Clinton Shaw was Bannockburn's best player. He's at centre-half forward for them, needless to say. Brett Rowdy Loughton, for mine, clearly best on ground in that first quarter, with some very, very fine centre-half forward play. He used both sides of the ground. His leading was terrific. He took some great marks, and his disposal was supreme.
Oh, I agree. I think he is the best player on the ground, along with probably Terry Radford.
Radford, 8, the number 8 Guernsey. I've got to give a rap to the half-back flanker, and Shane Bailey. I mean, he's listed in the program as number 24 with an R beside his name, meaning he's a reserves player. I've got to tell you, Mick Thompson, you want to rectify that pretty smartly, because that boy can play, and he's one of the better players here this afternoon for mine. And another couple of boys who have been in defence, the Radar, Mick O'Leary, and of course Luke Thompson, I thought, have been terrific across half-back.
The Tigers, Peter, from looking from last week, a different side. Dan O'Brien hasn't seen much of the ball. Ronnie Pilgrim's off the ground. They were the two prime movers on half-forward last week for them. Alistair Broad's at centre half-forward, so a totally different half-forward line. And they just seem to be lacking a little bit there at the moment, don't they?
Yeah, I think they're trying to play the same kind of game. They're pushing the ball. Like last week, it was very wet, and they're pushing the ball, and there's really no need to push the ball. The conditions here are magnificent. The sun is shining. The ground's in A1 condition, and I think they're trying to push the ball too fast. And with the pressure that Eastern Suburbs are putting on them, they're prepared to man up at all costs, and they're making them make mistakes, and silly mistakes too.
It's finals-type football, Ron, isn't it, from these two sort of sides? The pressure that's being exerted from both sides' half-back lines on the respective half-forwards has really kept the score at 3-3 to 2-4 at quarter time.
Real pressure cooker stuff. It's been a delight, and I'm sure, as I said earlier, if you can't get to the ground, I hope you're enjoying the call on 89.1 Country FM, because Country FM is country football at its best, and it's all happening down here this afternoon, round 6 GDFL footy, between two very good sides. And as Peter Walker said earlier, if they concentrate on the football and utilise their skills to their best advantage, we're going to be in for a crackerjack remaining 3 quarters.
Just one other comment too, the guys in white in the middle of the ground, I do hope they keep bouncing the ball, because I've seen Andy Reuter ruck before a couple of times this year, and I saw Trezise last week for the first time. They are very genuine ruckmen, and I think that area there will set up the whole game, and I'd like to see the umpires bounce the ball so that it goes whatever way, and it lets the ruckman kind of position themselves a bit better.
What would have Stephen Winner had to say to Bannockburn at quarter time about their play, Peter, do you think? And also for Ron, from Mick Thompson?
I think Stormy would probably be saying something like, you're pushing the ball too much, too often. If the ball's there, have a look down the ground. They're giving these little, what would I call them, little very ordinary handballs behind them, and it's letting the Eastern Suburbs guys just take them out of the game.
Have a bit more purpose in their play.
Yeah.
And Ron, Mick Thompson?
Well, I think Mick, he'd be just saying, fellas, great quarter of footy, don't relax, keep the pressure up. When you get the ball, continue to run and just utilise your skills. And they've done it so far. Their foot passing, especially up half to half forward, and I mentioned the half-back flankers earlier in my better players, they're the people that are setting up for the half forwards, and because there's so much movement on their forward line, it's looking really good from a Suburbs point of view. And if Mick can instill that into their players to keep doing it, I reckon they can even extend the lead that they've got here at quarter time further than 5 points.
Comments from Ron Brain and Peter Walker at quarter time as umpire Hooper bounces the ball for the start of the second term in the Geelong District Football League match of the day, round 6. And it comes towards Harding, who pushes it towards Radford and also Lucas. He gets his foot to the ball, but only as far as Toolman. He takes the mark at centre half back. Gives the handball off to Rose, who runs off him at half back. Goes towards Clinton Shaw, takes the mark on the wing. And Shane Bailey stands mark to play on now. He's gone around his mark, so he kicks from the wing on its high towards centre half forward. O'Leary from behind to take the mark. No, he can't. Got hands to it. Shaw in close quarters. Handball to Matty East. Keeps in front of him. Can get it back to Clinton Shaw. Pressure, though. O'Leary right next to him again. Hands and knees. O'Leary now and Harding. Good play, Mick O'Leary. Keeps it in now. He keeps it out. Good play across half back, Mick O'Leary. And about to throw in.
He's done a lot of hard things this afternoon, and Mick, keep the good work up. I'm sure that players up the ground would be inspired by his endeavours. Great work again from the Ranger. Andy Reuter got it towards their goal mouth. It's ball's on centre wing member's side. He's got Roughhouse Robbie a little bit high there, did Ranger. Nothing serious. And he gets the free kick. Robbie Henderson for Bannockburn now centre wing member's side of the ground.
Goes long towards Clyden at centre half forward. Bailey from behind. Good thump away too. Radford at the front. Size the big man. Puts his body on the line. Gets one high. And we'll take the free kick. A little bit soft, Pete, was it?
I think that was very soft.
The big man handballs to Broad, who's going to be under pressure, but gets his left foot kick away towards centre half forward O'Leary. Coming across also Wembridge can't take the mark. Rove by Wayne College. It gets it over the top to Perkins. Stefanowski behind him. Perkins turns around, kicks backwards. And outside 50, but it's okay because he's found Butch Shaw at 55. Now he'll measure the pass inboard towards Harding. Going to drop short though. Murray comes at it. McGough there also rides the bump. Handball out. It's okay to Rundle. He's got 5 metres at half back the radar and kicks towards the wing, but Ferguson can't get across to stop Robbie Henderson taking the mark.
That's a concern. No pressure, and the disposal not good there from the radar as he's found Henderson, who goes inboard now to Toolman. His kick, no pressure. Bad football because now the Suburbs have got a chance to clear it. Great work there from Scotty Ferguson. Kicked it out in the direction of Radar, right on the boundary line. Good pressure there from Wayne Colliger and forces the ball to go out of bounds. And I've got to tell you, Alan Rundle is hobbling. Could be a corked thigh.
Boundary throw in now on centre wing. Members side. No addition to the quarter time score. East 3-3. Bannockburn 2-4. Intervong at the front of the pack. Gets his handball away towards Toolman. And Tresize now the big man. Handball towards the boundary line, and it is over again. And we've been playing 3.5 minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. In his second term, Tresize in front, Reuter coming across with Ferguson. Ferguson goes up from behind, gets it towards Evans at the front. Quick kick away from the pack towards Loughton again in front and takes the mark in front of Rose. Inside the centre square, plays on quickly onto that favoured left boot. Goes towards Reuter, over his head, coming out at pace. O'Leary, as he got a bit of time, he has, gets onto his left boot, turns around, but can't bring it around far enough and wobbles through for one behind to Sean O'Leary.
That wasn't a bad piece of football then from young O'Leary. He just couldn't quite steady enough on that left boot. Deserved better on that occasion.
Well, Eastern Suburbs put the first score on the board in the second term, 3-4 to 2-4. From fullback, Henderson goes out wide towards East. Roving the pack is Lincoln. Matty was up. So Lincoln East now has a run. Takes a bounce. Kick in board is okay to Toolman. He's got Broad running on the boundary line, but he's on his wrong foot, so he handballs. Colliger has to make up some ground and does so. Clyden can shepherd for him. Wayne Colliger from 45 goes towards the goals, and getting across there, Perkins gets a hand to it, but can't keep it in, and it's one behind to Wayne Colliger. So quick transition of play from back to forward there by the Tigers. And they go to 2-5-17. Eastern Suburbs 3-4-22 on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard.
Stefanowski, the full-back, it's a beautiful 70-metre drop punt out. Straight up the middle of the ground he goes. Looks for Ranger, but he can't take it as Quentin Shaw mops up, shoots at goal. The bouncing Sharon footy. Oh, it's bounced the wrong side of the big stick, and it's gone through for a minor score. And the big fella, Andy Reuter, a little stiff on that occasion, but what a beautiful kick from Johnny Stefanowski.
And he'll do the kicking in again. Clinton Shaw kicked that behind, so Stefanowski to kick in goes short on this occasion to Radford. Oh! Juggled the mark but took it. So 3-5 to 2-5 at 6 points of difference. The Eagles in front. Radford goes wide looking for Murray. Tapped away there by Broad. And Clinton Shaw roves at the front of the pack again. Gets around two tacklers. Gets around another one. Left foot kick. Oh, sets up Butch Shaw in front. Wembridge takes a good mark. And outside defensive 50 will play on. Handballs to Radford. Got a bit of space at half back also. Measures the pass into the middle to nobody. Loughton getting across there. Oh, beautiful pick up on the half volley. Gets it back to Ferguson. Gets back onto his favourite right boot and goes long, leading out Reuter. Against him, Delahunt. Can't take the mark. Henderson tried to tap it on and did so very well to Wentworth. He measures the pass. Oh, just taking the mark and tripping over, but taking the mark in front of Rundle. And that looks like it may be Butch Shaw, is it? No.
No, I think that's a good call. That's a toughie.
We'll pick him up. The ball off the ground by Roweth. Out to the wing, short. Oh, sits through him, does it? Can't pick it up at the second occasion. Then he gets around Lucas easily. Gets onto his left boot and pushes it into the middle. O'Leary and Shaw and Wembridge. Wembridge gets the ball now off the back of the pack and goes towards centre half forward. Loughton works his way to the front. Henderson against him. Falls towards Intervong now. Bit of a chance. Gets his right boot to it. High kick. Ferguson coming across. Also O'Leary. Ferguson takes the mark uncontested. 40 metres out directly in front.
Stevie Delahunt it was.
Okay.
His right leg strapped.
Yes,
so,
it is.
And his left wrist strapped with white tape. So we'll be able to pick him up there. But under a little bit of pressure is the Bannockburn defence at the minute. Scotty Ferguson, Jace, he's 45 metres out, directly in front.
Yes, and a chance to put Eastern Suburbs' fourth goal on the board. He comes in now very deliberately. Gary Toolman standing the mark. He comes in now, and it looks a pretty good kick off the boot. It certainly is, straight through the middle. So his first goal. And Eastern Suburbs fourth. They go to 4-4-28. And they lead Bannockburn 2-6-18 by 10 points on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 6.5 minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
Yeah, special cheerio to David and Pam Glover out there at Cheltenham Road, Newcombe. Bannockburn Sporting Trophies providing us with a lovely trophy every week of GDFL footy. I've got one here for round 6, and I'm sure that the recipient will be greatly appreciative of the work that Pam and David Glover do for GDFL footy.
The guest video, Beaumont's Pies and Cakes Player of the Day, picked by us three would-be cohorts up here after the match, comes from the centre bounce to Shaw. He gets it out to Roweth, who can settle and kick it back inboard to Lincoln East. Still in the middle of the ground, plays on now and goes towards half-forward grandstand side. Shaw, who will be in line for that guest video Player of the Day award because he's taken another mark under heavy pressure, but takes it at half-forward. And has seen plenty of the footy.
Nothing in it.
The lead's on from Perkins, so he goes towards him. Stefanowski behind, good punch away too, and a bit of support from O'Leary. Handball was going to Reuter, but he gets around on his left boot and goes long. Matthews getting back there and taking a good mark in front of Dew. Goes short towards Toolman, and he takes the mark just on the attacking side of wing. Another short little pass to Lincoln East, and he takes it at half forward.
East now sees the lead there of Wayne College. The kick, though, was a bit too forward of him. Oh, Radford swoops on the leather, puts his teammate there and Rundle under a bit of pressure, but saw McGough at half back. Hand pass over the top of the pack. Good footy. McGough's kick, though, not good because it's been trapped by Henderson. Feeds the hand pass to Nathan Rose, who chips it into the centre of the ground, and Matty East clears the ball for the Tigers.
Good kick too. Good mark. Clyden in front of Bailey at half forward on the wing, and in between wing and half forward actually. East got it back into the centre, then handball to Roweth. Standing the wrong way towards the goals. He gets it across to East. So good pressure across half-back by the Eagles. Now East from half-forward just pumps it long towards the goal square. Brought up. Reuter also at the front of the pack. Who's there? Evans is for the Eastern Suburbs side. He handballs to himself, then handballs to the safety of the boundary line. Good play from Shane Evans to see the ball over the boundary line.
Well, I'll be a little bit hard on the kid. I thought he could have done a bit better. He panicked when he got the ball. He didn't need to panic.
Free kick found over the shoulder, and umpire Hooper has given it to Tresize against Andy Reuter. So the big man will have a chance for goal from about 35 metres out. Slight angle. Chance to put the third goal on the board for Bannockburn this afternoon. Good pressure across half-back by the Eagles, Pete.
It was very good pressure. Yeah, I think O'Leary, unfamiliar to that centre half-back line, he's kind of holding them together there with Wembridge and a couple of others.
Well, Tresize has missed to the near side for one behind. And that's the 7th for Bannockburn, 2-7-19. Eastern Suburbs 4-4-28. GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. 8.5 minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. Stefanowski in short to the back pocket and Radford, members side. He plays on, goes towards the wing. Intervong and also Murray, but Henderson, nice and easy, takes it, steadies it down there, rough Robbie on the wing.
Suburbs players just misjudging the flight of the ball. They're kicking with the breeze, but they can't anticipate.
Off the back of the pack now at centre-half forward, Dew, and also Broad off the ground. Perkins will lead in the race. Close to the boundary line, Dew right next to him. Get handball back to Wayne Colliger. He does so onto his unfavoured left boot. And Stefanovski takes the mark in the back pocket to relieve the pressure for the Eagles.
Now, Johnny's been forced to kick long, and long he goes, looking out there for a Hollywood. Lucas takes a great grab. David Lucas, one of the biggest centre wingmen in the competition for season 97 of GDFL footy, and a likely type, but taking too long now with the ball, hesitates, kicks it into the centre of the ground. McGough under pressure in front of the pack though, butters up well does the skipper of the side, Craig McGough, a heart of gold. Had to beat two players, but made sure they didn't get the footy. And umpire Noel Hooper suggests he'll have a bounce down. And
also just tapped McGough on the head just to say good work by there, so good play by the umpire. Ball up there, umpire Hooper to do it again. So Noel getting in with the players there, good to see.
Oh, look, these guys are doing a great job here this afternoon. They're picking them early and just making sure nothing gets out of hand.
Ball up again, Reuter against, in the end, it was Shaw running through the middle of the pack. Lucas gets his kick. Toolman, O'Leary running back with the flight of the footy. Oh, worked very hard, but Toolman took a very good mark under pressure. And, want to be careful that it doesn't get reversed. Kick out wide towards Clinton Shaw and Wembridge. Shaw can't take the mark. Lincoln East roves. Oh, trip was it? No. Handball to Shaw. He's under pressure. Handball to Wayne Colliger. He's under pressure. And over the shoulder.
Tiggy.
Well, I think that might have been for the one that he missed.
Yeah, I think it was. I think he missed one or two a bit earlier.
Yeah, Wayne Colliger from half forward goes towards Perkins, who's been well held so far by Stefanovski. That big fist coming across again. O'Leary at centre-half back. Oh, weaves some magic, gets out of trouble and kicks towards Ferguson at half-back. Good play.
Yeah, great lead, Scotty Ferguson. Anticipated the play well. Now, the players up the ground have got to realise the breeze is going to carry the ball. On that occasion, Ferguson's gone a little too short for mine, and I'm sure Mick will get the runner out to half-back and just get them to use the ball a bit longer, because the breeze has picked up a little here at Trome Dome Park, as we see now an opportunity for Clinton Shaw from that boundary throw-in, kicks it up to centre-half forward. Up they go, down she comes. Stefanovski at ground level, picks up and kicks hurriedly. Nowhere in particular, into the centre of the ground, O'Leary, quick hands, but it's sharked by Roweth. Looks to half forward, good footy, and he's found Lincoln East, who's got a paddock. Steadies, looks up the ground, the leader, good one, and I think you'll find, that's not Perkins, it's Alistair Broad. Comes out and takes the chest mark, but a tough angle there, the breeze blowing from right to left. He's on the members' side forward pocket, which is the right side, not really perfect for a right footer here, Jace. He'll have to aim for about the point post, I'd suggest.
That's okay. Good, he's a left footer anyway. But anyway, it gets it towards...
he's a right footer, actually, East. But he's ambidextrous like me.
He's multi-skilled, multi-talented.
Thank you very much.
Well, he went short to Lincoln East, and East will have... you are an ugly man too, may I just say.
Good head for radio.
Oh, fantastic head for radio.
Thank you very much.
And Lincoln East has it now, as you said, with the big knee brace on. He's had a couple of knee operations, so it's good to see him back in the side. And he might have just faded it away. He has for one behind. So they've certainly had their opportunities in this second term. The Bannockburn side, they're now 2-8 to Eastern Suburbs 4-4. So it's 8 points of difference on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. 13 and a half minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. As Stefanovski prepares to kick in, does so now, goes long towards Reuter. 3 against 1. Roving Radford, tremendous. Handball, couldn't get it away, and now wrapped up just on the point of the centre square at half forward on the outer side. And we're going to have a ball up.
Pressure cooker starting to build, and actually it might have boiled, because at the moment play has just dropped a little. There's not quite as much urgency of both players from respective sides at the minute.
I'll tell you what, one thing you do see here, though, you don't give much credit for guys that stand at full back. But John Stefanovski, if the lead's not short, he's kicking the ball 60 plus and getting them easily 2 kicks down the ground.
Shaw took a good mark in front of Loughton there from a kick from Dave Lucas.
Jeez, he's had a great game, hasn't he?
He has had a sensational game, Clinton Shaw, and took a good strong mark in front of Loughton. Wants to go short to Roweth now. He can play on. He's got 10 metres, but he measures the pass. Good kick too to Clyden, leading out at 50. And he takes the mark. Now, a pretty congested forward line. He just tries to stab the footy, and it's okay because he got it to Gary Toolman a long way up from the back line. So he'll be kicking from around about 45. And He'll just have to try and push it towards the right-hand goalpost, just with a little bit of breeze. They're 2-8 at the moment, Bannockburn. This for their third goal. As he pushed it out there too far, it's going to be pretty close. I think he might have pushed it just a little bit too far, though. He has. And one behind to Gary Toolman. So 2 goals, 9-21 Bannockburn. Eastern Suburbs 4-4-28. And they've kicked in this quarter, Bannockburn 5 behind. So they've certainly had their chances. Kick in by Stefanovski's short towards Lucas in the back pocket on the outer side. He goes longer towards half back. Over the back of the pack, O'Leary, beautiful. Go over to Thompson, but left it behind. Then O'Leary doubles back onto his right boot, and just a little stab pass is okay to Loughton. Handballed it, was going to Bailey. Then he goes with his left boot.
That's the order of the afternoon.
Radford uses the body beautifully on Harding, then picks the ball up at 50 and gets it back towards Robbie Reuter. Can he take the mark? No, he can't. Good defence. Henderson bumps off his own player. Kick off the ground by Ferguson. Back towards Irving. His kick partly smothered. Goes towards O'Leary and Wentworth. Wentworth with the left fist towards the safety of the boundary line. Gets it again. Coming across, heavy work Ferguson. And sees it out of bounds 30 metres around from the Eagles' goal.
Great work, Scotty Ferguson. Backed his judgment. Moved the ball quickly. Nearly got an advantage there for his side. But fine defensive play there from Paul Wentworth from the Bannockburn Tigers.
Boundary throw in. And in front, Tresize just taps it to the boundary line again. So the boundary umpire will do it all over again. It's 2-9-21 Bannockburn, Eastern Suburbs 4-4-28. And we've been playing 16 and a half minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
I tell you what, Ronnie, if you were Paul Wentworth and you were running at Scotty Ferguson, it would be a bit scary, wouldn't it?
Well, it would, but Chicken Hawk, as he's known, is pretty hard at it. And I didn't see him take a short step.
No, he didn't.
Kicks come out of defence from the Tigers only as far as Irving at half forward on the outer side. His kick back towards Wentworth, we were just speaking about. Can't take the mark though. Pack develops. Is the footy still in there? Yes, it is. And umpire Fanning will come in and ball it up just inside the 50-metre arc.
It's become a real battle of defences, hasn't it, boys?
Certainly has. 4 goals to 2 at the moment, and we've had 8 scoring shots to 11. And the Tigers have kicked 5 behinds in this quarter. Eastern Suburbs 1 goal 1. Tresize gets it down towards Henderson. Evans. O'Brien, good handball back out to Wentworth. Then he's wrapped up by Radford. Good play by the forward line of the Eagles to keep it in there. O'Brien again, handball to the big man Tresize. He gets it into the middle. Stefanovski a long way up from fullback. In fact, he's been moved. And the ball, yes, good play, Jacko. And wrapped up Wayne Colliger. And we'll take the kick in the middle of the ground. And Nathan Murray is at fullback now for Eastern Suburbs. So Stefanovski up the ground, goes towards Reuter and Loughton. Toolman straight through the pack, doesn't take the footy with him. Wentworth, handball good to Henderson. Now he's got Lincoln East and also Alan Rundle out on the wing. East can beat Rundle to the ball. Then he gets wrapped up, gets his kick away though. Clyden, what was going to wait for it, then attack. Dew right next to him, can handball backwards, then gets around onto his left. Hand, short, Wembridge chops it off beautifully, gets it to Reuter. Can he get through a pack? Oh, he's dropped the footy, no free kick. Clyden can handball to Perkins. He elects to kick though to the open spaces of the forward line. Is it going to be kept in by Murray? No, it's not. It's out of bounds and a boundary throw in about 30 metres around from the Bannockburn goal.
Jason, what's the best bingo centre in Geelong?
It's the GDFL bingo centre.
Where best do we find that?
I think you find that in Fellmongers Road, Breakwater, don't you, Ron?
Sensational. Give them a call on 52218-484. Make a booking for your afternoon and evening sessions. GDFL Bingo Centre bringing us the second quarter of the match of the day here at Chromedane Park, Richmond Crescent.
Do you get special treatment when you ring up and ask for Curly?
I think you might. I think you might. Boundary throw in. Buckle, who's just come on the ground for the Eagles. Dew there also. Irving pushes it in front of him and again and gets the run of the ball and breaks the tackle. Play on advantage for a high tackle. Takes a bounce and runs through the middle now. Can measure the pass towards centre half forward. Toolman though chopping it off in front of McGough. And the skipper there and 50 for a high tackle on Toolman.
What for? He contested the ball.
Well, umpire Fanning's obviously seen something, and it's going to be 50.
That is a disgraceful decision, umpire Fanning.
And it's going to be down at centre half forward.
He contested the ball.
And it's going to be down at centre half forward now for Toolman, and McGough running backwards to stand the mark. And a couple more. I wouldn't mind buying land off umpire Fanning either. Blocks would be going cheap, I think. Toolman, the lead's on from O'Brien. He goes in that direction. Oh, tremendous pass, because there was 3 players around him. Lucas, Reuter and also Evans, but O'Brien has taken it at 45 and will kick from 45 on a 45-degree angle. A chance for the Tigers' third goal.
Captain getting dragged from the ground after that
discipline.
demeanour. That is discipline at its best.
So did he do it or didn't he do it then?
Well, obviously he did, but obviously the rule is if you give a 50-metre penalty away, you come off the ground. Bannockburn used to install it, and they still do.
O'Brien has gone short to Perkins, but he's on a tighter angle now. It's going to be a fair kick from there, and it is a fair kick too, because he's put it straight through the middle of the goals. Great kick, Ashley Perkins, for his first goal. And a good little kick from O'Brien across there, but it was a tight angle, but finished it off beautifully from the full forward. And John Stefanowski right there with him, doesn't like his opponents kicking goals.
It's interesting there, Jace, that I mentioned John before, and the way he was kicking short and kicking long. The guy that he's playing on, I noticed he's moved up the ground onto him. He seems a little slow for full forward. Probably brings him into John Stefanowski's kind of category. He's not the quickest man running around, but when you put someone a bit slower on, it makes him look like a racehorse, doesn't it?
Mr. Stefanowski's not going to be very happy with you, Peter.
No, he's playing great, though.
Bannockburn 3-9-27, Eastern Suburbs 4-4-28. It's a point the difference. It goes out of the centre towards the forward line again of Bannockburn. Comes towards Wembridge back there for the Eagles. Oh, ripped off the ball, no free kick, but O'Leary, he picks it up and measures the pass back to the centre. Radford, if it sits for him, will be in. He is. And he's got it now. Tillman coming at him, but he gets his left foot kick over the top to Ferguson, who's got 10 metres. Reuter leads for him, so he measures the pass towards him. Robbie hasn't seen much of the footy this afternoon. Delahunt back there, free kick for a hold. Umpire Fanning's found it. It's against Delahunt.
Dearie me.
And Robbie Reuter takes the free kick.
Was that one soft?
Oh, pathetic.
So Robbie,
he put his hands out.
Will have a shot for goal from about 30 metres out, pretty tight angle. He's on the boundary line.
Murray's your mate.
Robbie usually puts these ones through. He comes in now, and
I don't think he's let you down.
It's a pretty good kick. It's a pretty good kick from Robbie for one behind.
Well, a bit tricky, and why they persist, he had all the park to lead in, and he led to the pocket. I've got to criticise Robbie Reuter.
I think O'Leary was leading up the middle of the ground, wasn't he, at the same time? So it's pretty hard for two guys to lead in this one
spot. The pocket he led into is probably the live pocket, though.
Oh, it is. It would be. Bannockburn 3-9-27, Eastern Suburbs 4-5-29. It's 2 points of difference on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. We've been playing 21 and a half minutes now.
Magnificent kick out there where Tim the Toolman's taken a mark. Oh no, he's played it out in the full.
There you are. So an opportunity now for the Suburbs. A little bit of luck going their way, as Bannockburn have had their fair share so far, but have been unable to capitalise with the footy. It looks like
it's Elfie Delamonica.
It is. Elfie's on the ground replacing McGough. Kicks it long, and I'm very surprised to see Elf off the ground, because last time we were here he got a vote off me. And it's the strength of the Suburbs at the minute, as we see that a pack of players are formed in the right forward pocket. Suburbs into attack, late stages of the second quarter, and they lead by 2 points.
Actually, Elfie got a vote off us as one of the best players on the ground, but he got 3 votes off the goal umpires in the Geelong Advertiser, so he had a pearler of a game, and Cookie would have been very happy with that.
Certainly. I was talking of Cookie. I saw him this morning down at Sunny Bowenheads.
Tremendous. The kick out towards Wentworth at half-back. He's going to get wrapped up by O'Leary, but then gets away, shrugs the tackle, and kicks wide towards Lincoln East and the boundary line. The boundary line wins. So we're going to have a boundary throw, and we've been playing 23 minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock in this second term, and it's a real close tussle here in the match of the day. Eastern Suburbs 4-5 lead Bannockburn 3-9. It's 2 points of difference.
I can pick them, as we see now. Toolman does well over the top. The hand pass, ill-directed, and it's chopped off there by Anthony Buckle on the ground now for the Suburbs. Oh, great play there from Ferguson. Got it to O'Leary. Quick hands to Radford. Beautiful footy. Back of the pack there was Alfie Delamonica. Could have been famous again, but couldn't control the leather. Loose ball sees a pack of players form out half forward, and umpire Murray Fanning will come in and bounce down. And gee whiz, a little bit of misfortune there from an Eastern Suburbs point of Peter Walker.
That was great footy. Moved the ball very quickly and then just couldn't finish it off.
So ball up at half forward for the Eagles. Umpire Fanning with a big pack of players around him. And through the middle, Toolman gets a little kick away to Clinton Shaw, who keeps it in front of him. Bailey right next to him and tried to keep it in, but the boundary line has beckoned, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in again. Hope you're enjoying the call on 89.1 Country FM this afternoon. We're at Richmond Crescent, where the Eagles lead by 2 points in front of the Tigers, 4-5 to 3-9.
Late stages of the second term, as we see now, opportunity for the Tigers. Lincoln East it was. Quick kick up there, or Reuter dropped the chest mark and is not happy with his effort, but found the boundary line and did well, because now he can contest the throw-in. Centre wing, members side here of Richmond Crescent, known as Chromedome Park. Back in the pack, Clinton Shaw just drifted out of the game a little in this late stages of the second quarter. Tries to get the footy out, but gee, I tell you what, Shane Bailey, he's making sure that it's not going very far at all, the Sharon, as umpire Fanning has to pick it up. And the old hammies were a little bit tight on that occasion, Murray Fanning.
So on centre wing, members side.
McGough's back on the ground.
McGough is back on. And in the forward pocket at the moment. Reuter, big thump away. O'Leary to run onto it. Keeps it in front of him. Little tap. Good play. Silky smooth skills from O'Leary again. Towards Loughton, who's also drifted out of it a little bit. Irving worked hard there on the ground and pushed it to the boundary line for a throw in at half forward for the Eagles. So just a bit of a lull in play at the moment. Working between the Eagles half forward line and centre wing. From behind Ferguson, gets it down towards Bailey. His handball pushed on by Loughton. Goes towards Terry Radford, who runs in from 30 metres. As he put it through the middle, I think he has. Good kick, Terry Radford. Good finish. And, well, maybe a vital goal just before half-time. Eastern Suburbs 5-5-35. They lead Bannockburn 3-9-27 on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 26 minutes of this second term on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
Nice finish off, wasn't it?
He's been in everything today, Ronnie, Terry Radford.
A real opportunist and never stops running and creates a lot of opportunities for his teammates up the ground. And on that occasion, was at the end of the chain and has finished off a very nice work with a very handy goal to the Suburbs. Just gives them a little bit more of a break now to 8 points.
Back in the centre, Reuter. Big thump away again. Bailey coming off his wing. Runs through the pack. Good work and handball back to Reuter. Kick off one step towards Buckle. Henderson, his kick off the ground now. And Roweth will lead in the race with Tresize for the ball. Irving works off Roweth. Pushes it out in front of him. Close to the boundary line. Kick off the ground. Oh, it's out of bounds on the full. A little bit too much weight on that. And it's going to be a free kick to the Tigers. To be taken on the outer side. Centre wing goes towards O'Brien and Evans. Good thump away by Evans, but it's a push. And O'Brien to take it just outside 50 on the outer side. So Dan O'Brien, he's got the lead from Broad. He's waiting for a lead from Perkins. There's none forthcoming at the moment. Perkins leads now, so he goes towards him. Oh, it's over his head. Perkins, can he hold his ground? No, because Reuter's there. That's Angie. And he handball to Stefanowski. Good pick up on the half volley. Tumbles the punt towards half back. Oh, Loughton in the middle of the pack. Great mark. Plays on quickly. Goes towards centre. Toolman works off Ferguson. Can't take the mark. And through the middle of the pack, Lucas. Handball. Running off half-back Wembridge. His handball over the top. They've created the loose man. Irving. Good play on the wing. On his left boot. Goes towards centre half forward. But nobody there for the Eagles. And Paul Wentworth takes the saving mark at centre half back.
Alex to come to the member side of the ground. Great positioning there was from Clinton Shaw. And Matthew East just remonstrating there with Michael O'Leary. Nothing serious, but O'Leary a little late there on Clinton Shaw and probably deserved what he got. As we see now, Shaw with the footy. Kicks it long to half forward. Back of the pack. Good work there from the Suburbs. Evans just chips over the top, but it's too well weighted there for Rangaroyder and has allowed now Perkins to come in, but his kick into the forward line's a shocker. He's put it over the line out of bounds on the full, but it doesn't matter because the siren sounded to terminate a very tough second quarter here at Richmond Crescent.
At half-time, Eastern Suburbs 5-5-35. They lead Bannockburn 3-9-27. In that second term, Eastern Suburbs kicked 2 goals 2. Bannockburn kicked 1 goal 5. The goal kickers to half-time, all singles for Eastern Suburbs to Loughton, McGough, Radford, O'Leary, that's Sean, and Ferguson. And for Bannockburn, their goals have been kicked by Perkins, Clinton Shaw, and Harding. So 5-5-35, 3-9-27. The Eagles have an 8-point lead at the main break. And boys, quickly, some better players for both sides.
I'll start off with the Bannockburn side. I think Clinton Shaw's, carried on the form from the first quarter. I thought he's contributed throughout the second quarter. Matty East, too, has also done some good things. Gary, Tim the Toolman, I thought he has come back into the game. He was fairly quiet in the first quarter, but once he started to make some ground and run through the packs a bit, was able to clear things away. Nathan Clyden, in and out, drifted in and out, but I think overall Bannockburn are still very flat, whether it's the fact that Ronnie Pilgrim's off the ground and hasn't come back on, and it hasn't given them that bit of zip around the forward line. As Ronnie mentioned earlier, you know, it is really a game of the back line, and that's unusual with these two sides because they are very high-scoring teams, and you're looking at 8 goals overall for the whole game. But I think Bannockburn overall pretty dead. I think they need to make some moves in the forward line. They've started to do that. I think they moved Perkins out of the road. I think he was a bit too slow, and the ball, in all fairness to him too, the ball wasn't being delivered very well to him, which makes it a bit hard for a big bloke to do U-turns and get back towards the goals.
Yeah. Ron, Eastern Suburbs,
yes.
Better player?
Well, O'Leary has had the ball on a string in that quarter, and he's got a teammate not far behind him in that term, but he's put 2 great quarters of football together. It's, of course, Terry Radford, but O'Leary, just that little bit more steady influence across half-back in that term. I'm very impressed with Scotty Ferguson, too, the big centre-half forward. Created a lot of opportunities across the half-forward line and actually came down the ground on occasions to take the ball from out of defence. And Scotty Ferguson, keep running and keep doing those hard things, boy, because he's got a big heart and he's got a big frame. Very hard boy to get around. Keep the good work up. Ranger, of course, Andy Reuter, he's probably the most dominant ruckman on the ground to date, even though Gary Toolman has had a run on the ball and has done some nice things in that second quarter. Mm-hmm. Ranger has been terrific around the ground as well for the Suburbs and has just unsettled a few of his opposition players, and he's taken some nice marks that I'll have to give him a mention. And I'll close in saying that another player that hasn't had a mention so far on the call, but in that quarter, Hollywood, I thought, did some good things, and that's, of course, David Lucas, the number 14 boy, one of the tallest wingmen in the competition, and I thought his game so far has been quite good from a Suburbs point of view. Well, it's 8 points of difference at half-time. Eastern Suburbs 5-5-35 lead. Bannockburn 3-9-27. We'll go back to the studio for a little bit of a break and then be back with all the second half action on 89.1.